In this video, it's another baking hot day in August here. Not ever so much. But regardless, we would like to get Elly the 2CV out. We got her running again after her ignition meltdown on prom day. Stress.
But post-prom, so that was
Post-prom, yeah, we did get back. We've replaced the electronic ignition unit, all seems well, but I lost the oil pressure light, so we need to find out what I did wrong.
And
I'm sure it was me.
It's just a missed connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the hopeful optimism.
Yes, let's get the bonnet up. So, the problem is, the oil pressure switch is behind the fan, so I've got to take the fan off again. So, yeah, I'll do that. I'm sure the problem is definitely not any of my utterly ridiculous manky wiring. What's that wire?
Tim, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the oil pressure, the brown one. So it's connected this end, but maybe it's not connected the other end. Let's get tools. We need 11mm, 14mm, and a big jar for the jiggle jiggle.
Ah, technical.
Yeah, getting jiggly with it.
So a bit like Where's Wally in here, how many hubnut cable ties can you spot? There's one.
Yeah, there are a few.
And there's another one.
Available from the Hubnut store. Along with Bob t-shirts, one of which I'm wearing now. I'm proudly showing off my erection. That's got us demonetised.
That wasn't me, folks. Just remember that was not me. So where are we at, Mr. Ian Lloyd Seabrook?
Fan's off. Sorry, fan guard is off.
Okay.
Now I've got to spend several minutes trying to find my 14mm socket. So the downside to just having a tool bag. Oi! And a knee that's trying to lock up. 15. Getting closer.
It's the joys of being a little bit older, isn't it, there?
Yeah. That's the 14. I can kind of tell by the patination on it. It just has that look of age on it, the 14.
Oh, has it travelled with you on your 2CVs?
Yeah. Alright, see if I can get this nut undone again without having to lock the engine. Just 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now I've lost the bar I was using to get this out, I think.
This, of course, is the engine from Pete Sparrow. Just been running lovely, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. It's an absolute peach. It's called Daisy. It's got Daisy written on the
yeah,
fan
which...
Because unsurprisingly, been involved with the world of racing and rebuilding customers' cars. Pete has a lot of engines sitting around, so I think the naming convention kind of helps him keep track of them. That fit?
But the Daisy thing keeps coming back because
nicely.
we have a dead Daisy in this unit.
We do. That's the technique. You can just knock it off the shaft because it is a tapered shaft, but the jiggle technique often works so well as long as it's not too rammed on there. Right, oil pressure is behind here, so I'm going to have to remove this rubber flap that protects the ignition system. Here's the 8mm. Where's the tiny ratchet? There it is. This would be a job for my lovely magic tool, which I've appear to have lost again.
Did you not also buy a new magic tool? Because you bought one for the boy and one for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going well. So what we've been up to this weekend, girlfriend?
This weekend we had a total wipeout day on Saturday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we've kind of been pinging around like
Mad things.
we have, and it was the opportunity to do a bit of a recharge. And then we were a bit naughty yesterday because we gave over to Nuki Music Festival.
We did.
Fair play to Nuki Music Festival. So Saturday night, as with lots of events this weekend.
You could appear on camera, you know. You're just talking away in the background. No one can see you.
I know, but everybody wants to watch you tinkering. Also, if I turn it round, it's going to be up my nostrils.
Okay.
Yes, we went to Nuki Music Festival. They'd moved it from, because of Saturday night being postponed because of weather.
Yeah, weather has been quite unpleasant.
It has been unpleasant. They put the Sunday afternoon, which is usually down on the little green on the front in Nuki, they put it on the main stage and in the main arena. And it was awesome. We were there all afternoon, and it was free.
Gently burning.
Yeah, slowly roasting.
It was very windy yesterday, so you didn't feel yourself burning.
No. But yeah, we sat there and we watched the music, which was fantastic. Particularly David Pantrod.
Oh, yes.
Well, I've never seen
His
a
voice just about hanging in there.
I've never seen before, but I've heard of, and it was fantastic. If you knew Welsh songs, it will all be very familiar to you.
Yeah, I personally really enjoyed the Smoking Guns, local band I've known for a while. Very good covers band.
But I think the real gem, and I'm sorry guys, didn't catch your name, but the real gem was a group of young local lads who were the first on, and they were proper little rock stars. It was just brilliant. So yeah, very, very good day. And I know that Newquay Music Festival Committee have taken a lot of flack, because of course they have, because people. But it was a brilliant event. Oh, this looks like...
Yeah, this is problematic. The wiring looks absolutely fine.
It's fine, is it?
The wire is still on the oil pressure switch, so unless the oil pressure switch has just randomly decided to die.
Beauty of the new camera, as you can see in there with lovely light.
Yeah, the oil pressure switch is all the way in there.
Okay.
You see that blue connector?
Yeah.
And that's the black wire, so that's coming all the way through to here. So it could be that this connection is rubbish, which it is. Indeed it is.
Are we trial and error in at this point?
Yeah, so it might be worth me... yeah, I think I might have to replace that. That's all knackered. So we'll do that.
Feel Tim's wrath at this point.
Yeah. We'll just destroy yet more of Elly's original wiring. Because I haven't got a wiring kit for the original connector style. This wire here, which is not connected to anything, that is the points wire. If you look through here to this blue connector, that would be the original connection to the points box. So I've left that in case I ever do have to go back to a points box. The wiring is as it needs to be.
Can I just say, look at the quality of this in here. Before, on the old camera, the engine bays always used to be dark.
Yeah.
And you'd be talking about things, you couldn't really see it.
Yeah, as much as I love the DJI Osmo Action, a camera that served me very well for a great many years, it wasn't very good in low light, and you couldn't zoom in on stuff. It didn't have a macro mode. Goodbye original wiring. I can hear the purists crying.
Is that something you can buy?
You can get the wiring kits, but I don't fully understand how to install them. So I don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And nor have I got the correct wire stripper, so here I am just dangerously using a blade. If you do this with a really fresh blade, you can slice your finger open really easily.
As opposed to the Stanley... it's worse with a blunt knife, more dangerous with a blunt knife. But...
oh, it actually isn't.
Oh, it is?
No, with a sharper knife, you're far more likely to slice into your own finger.
Yeah, but cleanly.
Been there and done that.
But yeah, that's the Stanley knife we used for Betty's headline. It's now the multi-tool.
Yeah. I need the other connector to that. I can find that, bear with. Yes. I'll close that again so we don't kick the electrical connectors all over the floor.
Unpleasant. It's one of those things like dropping a box of screws, isn't it?
Yeah. So, pre-fit that in there. It's just starting to grip.
So with this process of trial and error, is the fan going to have to go back on after each step, or is it possible to start
No, we can check it.
Okay.
And then, because I don't trust these crimpers, I'm going to crimp it on the red one as well. Oh, I do everything wrong. That's solid. Plug that in. Go connect the battery up, find Elly's key, and we'll see whether the oil pressure light comes on. Oi! So I'm old now, I have to make noises when I sit down. So, moment of truth. Yes!
Has it worked?
Yeah, we got the oil pressure light again.
Fantastic. Well.
So there we go, it was just one duff connection. I didn't have to get the fan off at all. How very, very hubnut, eh? Oops.
Slight oversight in the trial and error process. Probably should have checked the connection first.
I thought I had last time, you see.
But this has been very educational on how to remove the fan.
There we go. And while we're in here, we just have a quick look at the oil cooler, make sure that's clean. Because it gets choked up, and it can get choked up, especially with road muck and everything. It just doesn't seem to happen as much these days, but I think that's because Elly isn't daily transport. And I'm just not doing the miles in Elly that I used to. There's 1 year, I think it was 2005, she clocked up 15,000 miles in a year.
Crikey.
But these days, she's kind of doing 2, which is pathetic. We must try harder, eh, Elly?
Yes.
Just got to get everything to line up so we can get the screws back in. And then we can actually go for a drive, which we failed to do in the last video because I'd already discovered the oil pressure light wasn't working, but I'd run out of tinkering time.
However, we've come here bright and early today
Yep,
with a view to getting things done. So
exactly.
we'll be doing Elly and then the electric bike. Probably giving Bob a check because we don't want to just rock up to a campsite and something's wrong.
Yeah, and we need to deal with that hole that somehow happened.
Which hole? The front hole.
The front hole, yes. And we've had a mud flap fall off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed about that because I had spotted it before and thought, oh, that looks a bit dodge.
However,
Because it was basically held in with glue.
what we are finding is there is a good support network for, despite the
Oh,
fact
no.
Conway don't exactly exist
I'm going to have to take my gloves off, it's too fiddly.
anymore, we've discovered there is a good support network and often people are breaking, sorry Bob, don't listen,
Yeah,
cruisers.
breaking cruisers.
So you can find bits. Still haven't got a wine shelf.
Don't need one.
We do.
No.
We really do.
So yeah, we're probably going away in Bob tomorrow. At the time
tomorrow?
of filming. Are we going away tomorrow?
I'm just checking where we're at with laundry. We should be okay.
Yeah, we haven't quite caught us up with a holiday laundry.
No. I love the we on this.
I mean, we didn't have to take 4 suitcases of clothes.
We did.
We didn't.
Anyway,
you
didn't.
got overexcited because we had this massive luggage allowance.
Anyway, also,
Hello, Beetle.
in my luggage was loads of communal stuff. So I didn't actually fill
And
my
in your
suitcase.
daughter's luggage?
My daughter's luggage was nothing and she wouldn't let me put anything in there.
No, so she had a suitcase. We were allowed up to 22 kilograms each. She had 10.
Also, who was closest to the weight limit and why?
Me.
And why?
Fanta. I don't know how much Fanta you're allowed to bring back, but I bought plenty. Because their Fanta doesn't have sweeteners in it. Well, I say that. I think some of their Fanta is not Spanish market. Quite a lot of it tends to have labels on. So where it's come from, I'm not sure. But wherever it's come from, they clearly don't care about sweeteners.
Sugar.
Okay, they don't care. Yeah, technically
Yeah,
they don't care about
sugar.
Because, yeah, I cannot stand sweeteners. It's like, you know, I'm a grown adult. I don't drink fizzy soft drinks all the time. They're an occasional treat, so I want them to be a treat and not taste of horrible sweeteners. Blah.
Can you imagine customs? So anything to declare and they're expecting like several thousand cigarettes or, you know, litres upon litres of spirits.
Well, I was very restrained. It was only a few cans.
I don't think there is a limit on Fanta. I
But
think
we
you're
should
all
find
right.
out what market it's originally sold in. Maybe we could import it by the crate or something. However, a crate would keep me going for a fair old while. I think since we got back from holiday, I've had 2 cans and we've been back 2 weeks already, is it?
Oh, depressingly, yes.
Yes, it was a lovely break, but it wasn't entirely relaxing.
No, it was
Apparently holidaying is quite hard work.
fantastic, but we felt obliged to do a lot of things, didn't we?
Yeah.
As opposed to, because it was 1 week, you couldn't just have a pool day or a beach day or, you know, you had to kind of fit 2 things into 1 day. So that's why it was a bit hectic, but good hectic.
Yeah.
Don't in any way think we're complaining. It was
Oh, God, no.
fantastic.
Right, that's up back on fans next.
God, look at the simplicity of that.
Yeah.
Just pop it on, having the fights we've had with belts.
Oh yeah, it's just annoying that you have to go through all this rigmarole just to do ignition stuff. On a normal car.
It's not really a rigmarole, is it, though?
Well, it kind of is, because on a normal car, to check the points, you open the distributor cap.
Yes, but
it.
comparatively to trying to do anything on other cars, that's
I need
simple.
that. Where's my ratchet gone? Ratchet's hiding because it knows I'm going to wallop it with a hammer. There it is. So the only problem with this technique, and it has gone wrong, oh, it did indeed go wrong on the way to Croatia, is, yeah, you're not sure exactly how tight you're getting it, and it might not be tight enough.
Is that because the engine turns?
Yeah, so he's just trying to shock it quickly with the wood. That is the hope. Right, get the guard back on. And we're good to go. I think we can probably end it there.
And how would you know if it was tight enough?
It'll come undone again. That's how you know it wasn't tight enough.
Okay.
The sensible thing to do, and I can still do it even with a guard in place, she says, throwing the bolt on
Just
the
drop
floor,
the bolt on the floor, yeah.
is to lock the engine
Right,
and just
okay.
tighten it by hand as tight as you can. Maybe I should probably do that. You don't want the fan coming undone. It's not very healthy for the engine. It's one reason I never want the soundproofing to be too good on Elly, because
You
what
wouldn't
alerted
know.
me to the fact her fan had come off last time, there's no other visual clue. If it was a posh 2CV with an ammeter, or a voltmeter rather, then you would see your charging had stopped because the fan is no longer turning. But on Elly, I've got no visual clue. The only clue was she started pinking. I was like, well, why would she shouldn't suddenly start pinking? And that was why, it's because the fan had fallen off. Now I've lost the other bit. Maybe I shouldn't put bits I'm still using back in the bag. Might make life easier.
You need like a little table or something you can lay them on.
Oh, don't. I've seen that so many times in the comments. Why don't you have a little mobile table stroke tool chest thing? I mean, the floor is one reason. It's ribbed concrete and it's not even slightly flat. So,
I don't think that would impact. Or even a little blanket, not blanket, but you know what I mean.
yeah, I should do something better, but hey, I'll just carry on
You're
the
not
same
going
old...
to, are you?
No, same old way I've
Because we
always
have
done
tried various organisational things and you choose to ignore them.
it. Yeah, remember the clipboards?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, every car has a clipboard, I think. I don't think Bella's got one.
No, she was too late to the party.
Yeah, but I think we got
Bella
some spares.
really should have a clipboard.
Yeah, we have got some spares. This bolt is way too long. This bolt doesn't need to be this long. I tell you all the time, I don't think it's necessary really. She doesn't drink very much.
We are filming.
There we go. Right. Oh, we've got to empty Elly out. She's full of back seat of Daihatsu.
What?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
So, oil pressure light on. Set the choke. A couple of blap laps of the throttle. And oil pressure light goes out. Marvellous. Right then, let's wait for the traffic, wait for a gap, and we'll see how she goes. Oh, there's another car coming. Problem in a slower car, you've got to wait for quite a big gap before you can be confident about accelerating out. Feels pretty good. It actually feels quite a bit better than she was feeling. And when we had her out for the prom, she already didn't feel great. There's been a few times where she'd coughed and spluttered. Oh dear, there's dead Picasso up there. Oh. So really, I think she's running a lot better than she was. I think that previous electronic unit it's obviously started going off the boil somewhat. So there is a myth that electronic units just fail completely outright dead, and while that did happen, there had actually been some indication that something was not right. It's just not always easy to pinpoint exactly what's at fault. Yeah, it feels like she's running much more cleanly. Put away all the revs is the only way to drive a 2CV. Obviously once you've got them nice and up to temperature. They don't have any torque low down. Maximum power is produced at 5,750 RPM. So even though this engine is ancient, it's a proper revvy little thing. It's just the way a 60s Ford engine isn't. That's just cruising along at 60 miles an hour. All feels good. Marvellous. A happy ending. So thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget you can head to the Hudner store, preview, and buy lovely merchandise. We've got more or less more mercs, t-shirts, maybe sold out in some sizes, but we do have them. And hoodies also available at the Hudner store. Fridge magnets and stickers too, as I recall. So yeah, go and check those out, and we'll see you in a future video. Bye!